For 2 years now, Nigerians couldn't visit Dubai. And up until now, the process to get a visa to the UAE for Nigerian passport holders is quite a hassle. Most people apply, but get denied. Sometime in 2022, all Emirates flights to Nigeria was cancelled.
Well, Emirates Airline says it will suspend all flights to Nigeria from the start of September.
All Nigerian passport holders were rejected visas. And this is one of the many travel restrictions faced by Nigerians. Qatar has tightened visa policy for Nigerians.
I think enough of this image shaming in Nigeria. Nigerians, just stay home, rebuild your image.
I'm a Nigerian, of course, traveling with a Nigerian passport, but I'm facing severe sanctions and stereotypes. Why is this happening to Africa's giants? America placed travel restrictions to Nigerian passport holders. So I am here to investigate why one of the world's biggest travel destination, Dubai, shut its doors to Nigerians and explore the possible solutions to that. So I want you guys to follow me through this episode and of course subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. Dubai is the most preferred destination for Africans, most especially Nigerians, in search of new opportunities. Many come here to find jobs, build businesses, and chase opportunities. But this is what surprises me about this city. Dubai used to be a small fishing and pearl diving village with simple boats on the creek, and it was surrounded by the desert. Here is when the story changed. Then when oil was discovered, the leaders used the money to build roads. Dubai used its modest oil and reserve as seed money to build something bigger: airline, tourism, real estate, and a global financial hub. Today, oil makes only less than 1% of Dubai's GDP. Today, the same land that once relied on fishing boats is now a city of gold, skyscrapers, and man-made wonders that attract millions of people from every corner of the world, including Nigerians in search of a better life.
The United Arab Emirates had placed a ban on visa categories for Nigerians.
Before we investigate the series of events leading to the ban, let us visit a Nigerian entrepreneur living and running a business here in Dubai. So now we're going to meet Tony. He has quite a number of startups here in Dubai. He's actually Nigerian. Okay. What is this area called?
It's called Farjan. Marina is just 5 minutes away. Dubai Marina.
For real?
And a lot of people know Dubai Marina, JLT and all that.
Yeah.
It's just five minutes away.
I then wonder like how much does it cost to live here, but of course there's no Dubai mansion without supercars.
We have good roads. We have to enjoy the good roads.
Okay, so I want to learn about, I can see this is the name of your company, right?
Yeah.
livup. So I want to learn about what you guys do, and then most importantly, why you left Nigeria to the United Arab Emirates to build a business.
Okay.
So are you happy to share those information
More than
with
happy
me?
to.
All right,
Absolutely honored.
Let's go.
Appreciate you. That's so funny.
So how many companies do you own right now?
8 companies. 8 in Dubai, yeah. So all the companies just come together to serve towards helping people move to Dubai. Right. So whether it's the business setup agency, it's the business real estate agency, real estate sales, real estate rentals. We've got the events, the concierge, we've got the wellness. I also own an ice bath company as well. livup is a community in Dubai that helps people get set up and connected in Dubai. We've got the luxury limousine company, we've got the wellness company, I own an ice bath company as well. We've got an events company to allow us host private events to bring and network our members together.
What's the story? There's always a story to everybody here in Dubai.
It was first Nigeria, south of Nigeria, Port Harcourt River State. Then after that, Canada.
So you moved from Nigeria to Canada?
To Canada, for school, further my education. And then from Canada, I went back to Nigeria for a little bit. And I went back, I was like, oh, ma, it's impossible.
It's not going to work.
No feet, no way.
Yeah.
So then I had family living in Dubai. My mother's sister used to live in Dubai. So we've shuttled Dubai quite a bit, in between.
How was that transition? I mean, you're a Nigerian person and I believe you were traveling with a Nigerian passport, right?
I still have a Nigerian passport.
But then how was the transition into Dubai? Because I know there are only two ways. Either you get like the PR, because you never get a passport here.
Yeah.
You get the PR or you get like a tourist visa.
Yeah,
so
correct.
What route did you use when you were coming in?
So
initially?
when you get, first we applied through the school route, right? So I got the actual school approval.
Yeah.
Then of course, at the time it was, this is almost about 16 years ago I came to Dubai, right? Tourist visa in general was easier. Guys were coming in and out. 1 dirham was 20 or 40 naira. As of 2015, I was sending 1 dirham for 40, 45 naira. I remember very well, because I was one of the few that imported hoverboard to Nigeria. It was 45 naira per dirham. And then from there, I got my residence visa as a student, but a student visa. like gets renewed every year or two or so. I've forgotten.
Yeah.
But I dropped out of school midway again. But also because I started a side business. I started selling software. I started in Dubai by going door to door in apartments, villas, residential areas, commercial areas, selling them Wi-Fi routers.
How were you received as a Nigerian here, knowing that you had a Nigerian passport and everything?
As same as anybody else. Actually, I'm happy you asked that question because a lot of people tend to overgeneralize their personalized experiences. Everybody was just complaining how Dubai is this, Dubai is that. First of all, Dubai is not the reason we have visa issues here. Nigeria is the reason that Nigeria has visa issues in Dubai.
Yeah, we woke up one morning and everything, like, yeah, you can't come again. You know?
Email your president. Dubai didn't shut us down because we're committing crime. Every nationality in the world has crime committers.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say.
In fact, Nigeria is not even the #1 scammer on the planet. Not even close to top 5 scammers on the planet.
Yeah.
But the noisiest and the most reckless.
We make
When
a lot
a
of
Chinese
noise.
person makes $1 billion from a hack or some cyber crime,
Yeah.
you don't know he exists. They're on social media. In Nigeria, it makes $100,000.
Turn up your TikTok,
My brother.
the whole world's gonna know.
It's really more about the corporate and the diplomatic interaction between both parties. So it's not UAE's fault or Dubai's fault at all. It is 1,000% Nigeria's fault. What was Buhari's policy on foreign policy? Yeah. If you block us, we block you. Because you block us,
Yeah.
you need visa to us.
Yeah.
We need visa to you. You need visa to us. How can that be a foreign policy? Isn't that stupidity? Instead of actually examining how can we properly, competently, and proficiently thrive together. Nigeria has a lot to give. UAE has a lot to give. They both have a lot to benefit.
Nigerians used to own a lot. I mean, I know a few people that own properties,
Yeah.
and because of all of those issues, they had to liquidate and
Yeah.
take their money out.
Yeah.
So how did you survive as somebody that was already living here when that ban was in place?
Is our passport really, really a problem? Yes. Does it provoke us to find a solution? Yes, 16 years I live in Dubai with a Nigerian passport. While Nigerians are clamoring and crying about how Dubai is a shit, this and Dubai is that. Now they say in Dubai a day where I said they ever come out. Local UAE citizens are priority. And the government has established our people are priority.
First.
And here are the strategies and here are the plans and roadmap on housing, healthcare, security, education, feeding. If you're actually getting married, the government gives you a house or gives you a 0 interest loan. Where when you feed your people, you can never have a problem. Empires are not torn from outside. They're
inside.
torn from inside. Nigeria, why do you fight? It's PDP versus APC versus ABC versus XYZ.
Yeah.
Everybody is fighting each other. UAE has you have a monarchy, but you have a somewhat democracy in a bunch of parliamentary areas.
For many years, Dubai was one of the easiest places for Nigerians to visit. A short flight, a simple visa process filled with endless opportunities. But in 2022, all of that was taken away and Nigerian passport holders were banned from entering the UAE. Even after the ban on Nigerians was lifted, the process to get a UAE visa still seems like mission impossible. Applicants are asked for 6-month bank statement with a consistent minimum balance of $10,000 proof of employment, hotel reservation, confirmed return ticket, preferably with Emirates Airline, and to perform a biometrics. I heard some agencies demand letters from guarantors, while others would insist on extra documentation just to process an application. Even after meeting all of these criteria, you're not sure that your visa will be approved. You still can be rejected. What should be a straightforward process has now become a maze of requirements that leaves most Nigerians frustrated and locked out of Dubai and the UAE as a whole. I know most of you are already questioning how I was able to get a UAE visa even with all of this restriction, because I am no different than a regular Nigerian traveling with a Nigerian passport.
All right, so I just got my golden visa right here from DHL delivered to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead right now and unbox it for you guys. Savory Partners, and I'm just gonna go ahead now and open it up. And right here you can see it says, I don't know if you can see this, it says congratulations, you have received your new UAE identity card. This is your official identity in the United Arab Emirates. And when I open the document further, I get this right here is the golden residency card. So getting the golden visa, or like I like to call it, the golden residency, it comes with a lot of perks, and just a few would be, so I get 10 years renewable residency in Dubai, unlike the other kind of visas or residency permit that requires you to be in the country every 6 months. With this one, I don't need to live in the UAE. I can just go to the UAE anytime I like. I can run a business there, I can open bank accounts, I can get all of the benefits from outside of the United Arab Emirates. I can sponsor myself and also my family, and also my employees, if I have any employee, can all be sponsored with this one visa type. So I'm going to go meet SAVORY and Partners, which is the organization that helped me get my golden visa. I'm going to be asking them how best, can I use this to my advantage, and also who qualifies for this, and what are the perks of getting a 10 years residency in the United Arab Emirates. All right, so here we are going to meet the founder of SAVORY and Partner here in Dubai. Is this your headquarters or something?
Yeah, this is the headquarters. We have another office upstairs, but we have 6 around the world, and one of which is obviously the one in Lagos.
So why did you choose Dubai as the headquarters?
All transport comes from here, all trade comes from here, all finance, all travel.
Yeah.
So it made a lot of sense geographically, yeah.
I do have a lot of questions for you. Have you been rejected a visa before?
That's a good question. No, I haven't. Yeah.
Okay, so you're coming from a more privileged standpoint.
But you know what? I do remember the first time, I think one of the first times I went to Nigeria, I applied on a French passport and my colleagues were going on British. So on a British passport, to go to Nigeria, it was 5 times more than me going on a French passport. And I asked the person, I think he was working in the embassy at the time, why are some people paying more? And I think this is something that people need to understand, why people get residencies and passports, why global mobility is really taking off all around the world for the last years.
I mean, I'm a Nigerian, and you know our situation, you know where our passport stands. We wake up sometimes to the news, Nigeria has been banned from X country and this and that and that. So I'm like, so is there a particular reason why a particular country would choose to place visa restriction on certain nationalities? Like, what are those driving factors?
There's a few reasons. At a very macro level, it's essentially geopolitical. There's politics all around the world, and it's not just Africa, and it's not just Nigeria. It happens in different countries all the time. There's been issues between several countries over the years. Sometimes they call back the ambassadors, so you have all these issues. Sometimes it's reciprocal as well. So one country does it to one, the other one will do it back to them. And this is a good case in point for myself, is like why it was cheaper for me with the French as opposed to British. Somewhere it was reciprocal. But I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that sometimes the acts of a minority of people from one country can have an enormous impact on every other person who has gone about their life in a very correct way.
Nigerians were on the travel ban list for entering the UAE for I think about 2 years? Yeah, so what really transpired?
So I don't think it's as straightforward as black and white. In all my career in running this business, nothing is black and white. What I can say is that there could also be matters regarding, and I've heard this from different sources, we don't know it's true, maybe it was regarding landing strips for airlines, maybe it was regarding currency challenges. We don't know any of this. The fact is, it's all conjecture. All we know is that it happened, and I'm sure there's more than one reason, and I'm sure both sides will have their own side to the story.
Of course. You guys should know by now, I do have like the Dubai Golden Visa, which I got it through his firm, SAVORY and Partners. With this new residency that I have, what benefits do I stand, or anybody who is interested to also get the golden visa, what do people stand getting this?
You need to have exposure to Dubai, period. When I go and travel around the world, whenever you say you're from Dubai, you have a residency in Dubai, you live in Dubai, people suddenly ask you questions all the time, and I've never experienced this in any other country. What this golden visa is going to do for you is, there's a few main reasons. Firstly, if you wanted to be able to have any type of residency here, you'd have to be a sponsor, or someone would have to sponsor you. What this does is it removes any of this. You can now sponsor your family members, whereas before someone would have to sponsor you, and that person would be kind of, I wouldn't say in control of you, but I would say that you have obligations to that person who's sponsoring you. So if you're employed by them, now you're in complete control of everything yourself. You can have a residency for up to 5 years, or even up to 10-year golden visa. And another benefit it has is that if you were to have, let's say, an employment or a job here, a visa, you'd have to renew that every 2 to 3 years. With the golden visa, you don't even need to come back every 2 to 3 years. You don't need to renew it. It's one time for 10 years. You don't need to renew anything at all.
That's interesting. Okay.
Another benefit, and this is one of the biggest benefits, and there's a lot of benefits, but another one is also the fact that to be able to keep your visa valid, you can leave here. But any other visa, you'd have to come back every 6 months. But with the Dubai Golden Visa,
you don't need to leave.
You don't need to come back. You can come back after 10 years. And tax is also a major obstacle for any entrepreneur. So you don't have that to worry about as well. So it's tax-free. It's very forward-thinking. There's no red tape. It's a place that wants people to be able to grow. And if you look at the GDP of this country in the last decade or so, and the next expected decade, it's on a trajectory that few countries are matching around the world. So as I keep telling people, I know what it's done for me and my family, I know what it's going to do for you, and I know what it's done for a lot of our clients who've already got exposure here, golden visas, businesses, investments, properties, for example. And it doesn't lead to anywhere. It doesn't lead to citizenship, for example.
We never get the passports.
No, but if you did do a Portugal golden visa, for example, which there are many golden visas, there's Latvia golden visa that starts from 50,000 euros, but let's do Portugal. Portugal, if you do the Portugal golden visa, as many Nigerians have already done and many Africans have done, if you do that one, you invest in that country and you will get a EU golden visa. So that gives you freedom of travel within, 20-something countries, within all the EU countries. And from this, you will be able to say, you know what, if anything ever happens, I can be in France. Even if you got it from Portugal, you can be in France. But that will give you benefits in terms of education, healthcare, and it's a path towards citizenship as well within 5 years.
So if somebody reach out to you, you have like a plethora of options you can share to them, and also the benefits.
Another benefit that I don't think people really know about, essentially by coming here, what you're doing is you're kind of de-risking yourselves from a lot of the stigma that comes unfortunately around the African continent. You would be a Dubai resident, and from this you could also do business here, you can trade here, you can have a bank account here. You can also build a credit profile here. You can invest here. And suddenly what that will happen is suddenly a lot of international banks will see you as someone that isn't necessarily generating income or from Africa, but you're someone that is now a UAE resident. And now the UAE is international standing is very highly regarded around the international community.
What are the top 3 residents you usually get more inquiry for?
I would say probably the Portugal Golden Visa is extremely popular because it's too long to go and list all the benefits from it. But if you put it side by side with everything else in the world, nothing matches it. Nothing comes. I would even call it a no-brainer. I even did it myself. I have Portuguese residency. Even actually some of my staff have also done it themselves. The second one is the Caribbean passports, because again, when you look at the price to the benefits to the time frame and to be able to get the nationality, which is literally 4 months to 6 months, that's extremely attractive. And then I would say probably the UAE Golden Visa, because historically it's the most popular residency program in history, because they have made it so easy for you to be able to get the residency. You can even be selected about it. So I even did a video where I talked about the 7 categories to get the Golden Visa.
So this comes handy because I know a lot of investors are scared, like they could put their money in here because there's always new policies. Like you said, a few people will do something bad and then there's a new policy and it affects a lot of people. So this gives like some assurance,
Even recently they offered options for digital nomads, content creators. So they're actually giving more and more categories for people. Even you start a business here, or even if you already reside here and you fulfill certain criteria, you can get a Golden Visa.
After my research, I found several reasons for the previous ban and now tightened travel restriction on Nigerians. But before I continue, I want you guys to look close to the subscribe button. You're going to see another button that says join now. Yes, I want you to click that and join my exclusive community here on YouTube. And it comes with many perks, and I'm going to just highlight a few of them. First, you get voting powers on future video topics to decide which episode you want to signal. And of course, you're going to be the first person to watch that video before everyone else. And of course, as a member of my community, you get to see all of those behind the scenes videos of my trips that I usually choose not to share, and you're going to find out why. And you also get free downloadable travel guides and premium discounts on all of our products, amongst 7 other benefits. So just click join now and select a tier that suits you. Joining my community is also a way for you to support the channel and encourage us to travel and make more videos that you guys like. So the first reason for the travel ban was issue of overstay, fraud concerns, and of course isolated crime. This video circulated the internet, there were reports of court clashes involving Nigerians in Dubai, and knowing that the government of Dubai, they're very particular about the image of the city, so that left them with no other choice.
Fighting cultists, they will fight with knife in the street. It went public, and UAE did not like anything that will go public that will damage the image of their country, and most of them are Nigerians. Yeah, this is the video.
But then, why would you go to someone else's country and join a cult? What is wrong with some of you Nigerians?
Even if you want to rent a house in UAE, as long as you tell them you're a Nigerian, they'll tell you sorry. It's not because they hate us. I was asking one of the landlords, please, why don't you want to give Nigerians this house? He brought 110 files for me. He said, these are the problems they face in this house. All the 110 file cases are Nigerians fighting, prostitution, like that.
But I learned the most obvious reason was the airline dispute between Emirates Airline and the Nigerian aviation regulators over trap funds, resulting to the sum of $85 million owed to Emirates Airline.
So for the last 2 years, there have been so many nations, so many countries that have been placing bans on people traveling with Nigerian passports or Nigerian nationals or citizens, right? When you get to think about it, it is crazy because even I myself as a travel vlogger, a lot of people see me traveling to all these places, but I still have some hard time. I've not really shared any of this online because I really like to keep it personal. Maybe for the purpose of this video, I'm going to share a few scenarios. I'm going to pick 2 countries out of the other ones that I've had issues with. And guess what? These are African countries, my brothers and sisters. Now, the first was Namibia. The very first time I wanted to go to Namibia, this was sometime in 2022. Stepped out of the plane, went to the immigration officer. Even with a valid visa, I was scrutinized. I was asked questions that was unnecessary. You know what the crazy part is? You get to see other nationalities walk past you. And I guess on that plane, I was probably one of the other 3 black people on that plane, right? And the rest were just Germans, French, and people. It's visa free for them. All they had to do was just walk into the country, but I was pulled aside and I was asked questions. It even got to the point where the immigration lady was like, how much cash do I have in my hands? I showed her and she was like, I need to show her the debit alert on my banking app so she confirms that I actually own that money, which is crazy. And then she went on and on what are you here to do in Namibia? This and that and that. And I explained to her a couple of times what I'm here to do. And I can remember this sentence correctly when I told her, I'm here to see the sand dunes and also the elephants in Etosha National Park. And this immigration lady asked me, don't we have elephants in our own country? That was crazy. And while all of this, I was almost shedding tears because this was me very excited to get into this country. I had a whole planned of itinerary. I was so pumped to go to Namibia. And here I was held at the airport. So Namibia was one. I mean, since then I've gone to Namibia another time and it wasn't that way. The other was in Mauritius. Well, I already know Mauritius has these issues with Nigerians, and some of the times I tried as much as possible not to hold these people accountable. I just feel they are trying to protect the interests of their country, however you want to put it, because Nigerians always go out there to misbehave. So sometimes these sanctions are put on there, maybe not intentionally, but for just protection. So I got in there. I was one of the first persons to leave the plane. I got to the immigration officer in Mauritius and he started asking me questions like, what are you here to do? What are you here to do? Where are you coming from? Did you fly business class? All of these questions. And I did make a video about it for some of you that should have seen it because I was I'm not going to keep quiet for that one. It just seems for every time you place your Nigerian passport on the table, there is some sort of a look. The Nigerian passport sometimes just feels like a course. It's something that you're not proud of. If you don't travel frequently, you would have a hard time relating to some of these things that I'm saying. It's great to be a Nigerian, but it's just our people have histories of messing up our reputation, both the people and the government. I'm just saying it as it is. I'm trying not to filter too much, and most of you might want to judge me for this, but trust me, if I had the chance to choose some other nationality, it's definitely not going to be a Nigerian. Not because Nigeria is a bad country or the people are bad, it's just there's so much damage that has been going on over the years, and people then take the expensive route to get other citizenship, which is not a very cheap thing to do. You need to be an elite to be able to afford a second citizenship, or you go to a country, find your way to hustle a PR, then qualify for a passport. and stuff like that. I know some of you, like, you see me doing these travel videos and you feel like, oh, I'm having it easy, or you feel like I have another passport. Trust me, it is a Nigerian passport that I'm traveling with. In as much as these visas are being issued to me because probably of my history of traveling and stuff like that, but the waiting time is crazy. Like, I was invited for an event in Russia, and the same time I'm invited for an event in Zimbabwe and South Africa. It would have been nice to just hop on a plane, and I'm there, right? But now I need to think. Every time I'm invited for something, it's usually a visa, like, oh, what visa do I need? How long do I need to keep my passport in the embassy? Like, if you're watching this video and you can just book a flight and go to a country without having to think about the visa process, like, do you need a visa? What kind of visa? How long is a visa? Is it single entry or multiple entry? If you don't have to think about all of those things, just go and thank your parents or whoever gave you that, because once you have access to the world, there's so much that you can do. There's so much business that you can do. There's so much relationship that you can build when you can easily travel. A lot of Nigerians used to own so much properties in United Arab Emirates and specifically Dubai, but as soon as that happened in 2022, a lot of people had to liquidate their investments, take it back home. It's really sad.
There are roles that Nigerians have to play, especially in issues of travel restrictions and bans. What role do you think people can play to start, letting us be seen in a good way, sort of?
That's a very, very good question. And it's also very tricky because there are more good Nigerians than bad ones already.
Yes, but obviously bad egg smells
very bad.
Yeah.
You can scatter the whole house.
Yeah,
my opinion is, don't let the bad eggs be the loudest. Let people who are good eggs and have good reputation, have good integrity, and people of stature, let them start telling their own stories too.
Yeah.
We live in a social media world. If nobody knows about you, you don't exist.
That's right.
So if you are a good person, nobody knows you're done good. Guy, you're a bad person. The richest men in Nigeria do not make their money through scams. They make their money through business and ventures. When you now are a very hardworking, successful, initiative-taking Nigerian, and you see that your people are being castrated because of the few bad, rotten eggs, my friend, get up and go and tell people that people are good that exists. Be eloquent about it. Capture attention. Because the reality is, the empty drum makes the loudest noise.
That's right.
But the full drum can also make a noise if you hit it very hard.
Yeah.
Imagine now you're a good Nigerian, working hard, you worked most of your life, you made a fortune, but nobody knows you exist. So now you go and do your own podcast.
Yeah.
Go and create your own content.
Talk, show
go
people.
and tell your story of how you've made your fortune. Go and showcase.
All the good people come together and publicize this goodness of theirs.
Yes. People have everything in life is marketing. Arnold Schwarzenegger said one thing: work your ass off and then advertise.
Okay.
So all this hide yourself rubbish mentality that we have in Africa, I no go show yourself and then go do you bad eye, make them do the bad eye.
Your village people not find
Make them which village people? It's your bad eating habit and your bad sleeping habit and your bad friends that you have and drinking alcohol. Those are the village people. The alcohol and the bad sleep and the bad lifestyle you're living. Those are the real village people.
Yeah.
Nobody cares which village. If village people get too much power, why? Guy, might not even start.
So if you want to get the Dubai Golden Visa like I did, or acquire a second citizenship, which I am seriously beginning to consider, right? So reach out to SAVORY and Partners. Tell them I sent you. I'll leave their contact in the description section of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video.